Well, good morning everyone.
Hey
This is
there,
Zach
my
Harris
name is
here.
Joanna and I would like...
Okay, don't mind Joanna. But this is Zach Harris here from Profits for Wealth Financial Trading School. And today is the 14th of March 2017. I usually say it's an analysis day. I know it is not an analysis day because it's Tuesday. I usually analyze markets on Monday, but today, for a change, I'm going to do it on Tuesday. So what we're going to do here is we're going to analyze markets. It's a very important week. Some people predict that markets could actually crash this week because of US markets are going to go down because of the interest hike, and there's a lot of talk going on. But what we're gonna do here is we're gonna do some technical analysis, take some fundamentals as well, and see where the markets is gonna go and where will we end up as. Thanks very much, and let's just jump right in. Okay, the first market we're gonna look at is FTSE100, London Stock Exchange. At the moment they are trading at 7389. It was overall trend is up. Then again, we are looking for a downward trend. As you can see here, we had a range there in between 7336, 7110. Couple of weeks back, I also mentioned that if it does break that point of 7336, it can actually go up even further, and that's exactly what happened. This bar on the 1st of March broken through the previous resistance, and it closes well above the previous point. As you can see here, it didn't come back to the previous resistance. Now we have got the new support level, which is 7263, and God only knows when the markets are going to take a turn. Could be 7,400, 7,500, 7,450. We just don't know yet, because it is trading at the price of all-time high, and it could easily go up another 50, 60, 70 points before it will take a turn to drop back down. So that's what we technically it's going to happen. That's what we see in as a technical analysis, that it can go up to 7,450 for 7,500, but then after that it will turn around. Yes, again, the market is due a correction. I'm not even talking about the crash. Market due a correction, major correction, which happens every single year. Last year happened back in January, when the Chinese market crashed and gave us solid correction. But this year it hasn't happened just yet, and I genuinely believe when markets will correct, it could drop back up to 7,100 or even 7,000. As I said, it is due a major correction of 400-500 points in FTSE 100. So that's would be nice, but make sure we are all on the right side. We have our investments on market to go down. As long as we are on the right side, we will always be winning. Okay, so that is FTSE 100. So we're gonna jump right in onto now. Let's talk about Euro versus USD. As you can see here, overall the trend was down. Let's look at last year in May, June, July. It was trading well above MA200. This is our overall trend line, and then since it broken the trend line, it actually had a sharp turn. Since last year in November, within actually few months, it dropped from 1.117 up to 1.038. It was pretty much the same as US dollar. Now what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna show you here that it has got a solid support level at 1.038, and then after that it bounced from there, rose back up. Then again, it didn't close below that point, below that price, which is 1.03845. Bounced from there here again, rose back up, and we made a solid resistance level, as you can see here. And that resistance, the reason I drawn that line at 1.080 is because that was the resistance previously that we had a slight pullback, but then from that point the market dropped back down again. So we had a solid resistance there. Now internal, we have got an internal support level there at 1.050, and from there, as you can see, once, twice, and twice actually bounced from that price. So we have to keep a close eye and see if it's going to bounce from that price and rise back up. And if it does bounce, and if it doesn't reach the previous lower level, means it is actually going to be ranging, and your range is going to get smaller. Okay, and once the range gets smaller, so let's say if we draw a trend line, let me just show you. I'm going to draw a trend line there. There's too many lines going around, so let me just delete this one. Okay, so let's say we have the range there at price of 1.038, 1.08017. This is the price range there, but in between that, as you can see here, a range is squeezing. We can call it cross trend lines. So once your trend are actually getting smaller, your range getting smaller, means it is gonna generate a new trend. So then we will see the breakout either to go up or to go down. Now whatever breakout it would be, means it can follow the same trend. And I genuinely think that euro has been down for so long, and because the interest rates are going to be going up on the US currency and US markets in the market, so I genuinely believe that it could actually break in upward direction, and it could rise back up, and probably if it does break through the trend line and keep on rising up, means this will be the upward trend for euro against USD. So this is my analysis. This is a very close analysis. I'm watching it closely, but again, it is not something for this week or next week. It could take few weeks before we get a solid signal in order to get involved in this market. So guys, this is euro versus USD. Let's talk about euro versus GBP. If you are watching this trade, I want you to go back 3 weeks ago, maybe 2 to 3 weeks ago, when I done analysis and I've predicted euro versus GBP, that euro will rise from that point and will rise back up. I still draw that line back in maybe last month on 22nd, 23rd, that it could rise back up from that point, and it could rise back up to that level, and there you go, it did. And that was our solid profitable trade of euro versus GBP. Again, this trend line is working as a solid support level there. Every time it gets close to it, bounce from there and rise back up, bounce from there. So that was a solid 300 to 400 pips there. So if you were to look at my videos, so guys, I found the video clip which was on the 27th of February 2017, euro versus GBP versus JPY and FTSE100. That was the video clip. It's the same chart as you can see here. It's exactly the same chart. When I think it was in around 20, let me just show you there. It was 27th of February, which was in around over 2 weeks, 2.5, 3 weeks, when we had predicted that it would actually rise up to that level. And there you go, and it did rise up. It's the same line, and that's why it's saying we have made a successful trade. So again, it's fantastic. Another trade that we banked, and it was another great trade. And this is the analysis for this week. So at the moment we are watching on FTSE, we're watching euro versus euro versus USD, and also we're just out of euro versus GBP. If you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to hit the message button, send us a message, and we will get back to you. Thanks very much for watching this clip, and have a fantastic day.